Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys just remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't, and also to subscribe to Inglorious P here.
Yes,
And
sir.
yeah, but thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. It's nice talking to you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, now we get to see how you look like, man. Are you
Right?
gonna get worried? You're gonna get doxxed now, man.
I know that's kind of the worry, right? At least today.
At least today, yeah. Alrighty. So before we begin into all the questions that I wanted to get into, so how did you get into this hobby? I mean, what got you in?
Honestly, so before this, I did video games and Funko Pops, and so I was buying collections of that before this, and then one day I bought a video game collection, and this dude had a bunch of like sports games in there, and then he had a bunch of like old cards, and that kind of like piqued my interest in it. And then from there, just kind of YouTube videos and looking stuff up and kind of go from there. So it's been like 2 years. Really, I'm not one of these guys that's done it like since a child, right? But
So
kind
you
of,
got right back in during the pandemic? Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay,
So
so
yeah,
perfect timing. Yeah.
yeah, it was at the same time because like video games were really popping off at that same time. Really, all collectibles, right? And so it just so happened at that same time.
Okay. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So, like me, you get a lot of comments, or I see comments on your page, and you've told me this yourself.
Mhm.
And people give you a hard time for being negative because you think I think over the past year you've been, I could say, bearish on sports cards compared to most other channels. So going through your thought process, because a lot of people they were still bullish, a lot of
Mhm.
people that we watch and we like, and you had a contrarian opinion. So what made you think like this, and why were you telling people this?
Well, so really, it's all assets, right? I mean, it's like, um, we have to pay for it with sports cards, but there's a website called Price Charting or Video Game Price Charting, and so if you look at it, like historically, everything is just way too expensive. Stocks, real estate, sport, like everything is just so expensive. So the way I look at it is, I think, very similar to you. It's more financial analytics, right? It's looking at RSIs. It's looking at historical prices and kind of just looking at that. I just feel like it's been bearish, and you kind of see it now. And I think it's the bigger YouTubers are starting to talk about it, right? But I don't think everyone is kind of realizing what's happening. And a point I've made before too is like me and you were saying it really before even the economic issues. Right now, we're finally hitting the actual recession where people start losing jobs and inflation hits, and this has all been before. And so I give you big credit, man, because you know you were out there doing your thing too. So
Yeah, I thought the recession would be in 2024. I thought the big crash would be then,
mhm.
and I was kind of surprised that we saw it as early as this year. Now that being said, we have a recession. Are you buying anything right now? Are you looking at anything to buy? Because I think one time in the comment section you said like, "This is not a good time to buy." Has your
Mhm.
mind changed?
um so like I was at the Dallas show this past weekend, right? And I was set up and walking around, and I am buying, but I'm buying more. I would say I'm buying more PC. Like I'm a big Mike Evans collector, and so like I'm just picking up like his rookie cards and like stuff that I want to collect that's cheap, and just want to store away, and I don't mind holding it for 20, 30 years, whatever. But if it's like, and if it's a quick flip, like if you're gonna hit me in the face, like I can pay you 50 and sell it for 100, then yeah, I'll buy it. But like actually buying it with the intent to sell when football season starts, is I'm definitely not doing that. It's all
Okay.
very quick flips.
Okay, so it's a quick buy and flip. So I was looking at potential somewhat aggressive plays.
Yeah.
And the reason why I looked at it is because we have, like you said, certain YouTube channels that
Mhm.
were very bullish for the past year turned bearish. And despite the recession that we have right now, I just saw that, hey, these bigger channels, they sound like us now. So if they
Right.
sound like us, I want to take the other side of it. And
Right.
I just wanted to look at cards that no one else was looking at the time. Like for instance,
Yeah.
the star, 85 card. This was before Nat Turner, said PSA is going to cross over. So I don't know if you think that there are other opportunities for cards that weren't hyped during the pandemic, and lot of things are hyped,
Right.
but I'm just trying to find things that weren't as hyped as much. I don't know
Yeah.
if you agree with that.
No, I do. I do. And I think that's kind of like what some of these other people do is they find a niche that really is underpriced. And honestly, like you joke about it, but I think your cricket idea is not terrible. I mean, it's one of the most popular sports. And I don't know if
Worldwide.
they, yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, it's a worldwide thing. And, another one I thought about was like, I don't even know if they have them, but horse, like jockeys. I mean, so jo- it, equine racing is like the 35th most watched sport. But since this is the argument for F1, um, it's the third most gambled on sport in the world, even though it's not even a watched thing. So if there's money in it per se, then why don't we just buy jockey cards and go that route?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I'm looking at is, okay, Fanatics or the sports card guys, Golden, etc. I
Mhm.
think they want to get more of an international audience. And with the international audience comes in people obviously with different types of tastes. So
Mhm.
when you have people with different types of tastes, they may want to buy what, sport is, most comfortable to them that they watch. And
Right.
I'm just looking at it like, okay, cricket, overseas, yeah, it's popular in, London or in England, Australia, they pretty much ex-British colonies, parts of South Asia, if just, and there aren't that many cards graded. So if, you get a handful of rich people from different parts of the world, just, jump into it right away. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if you have influencers just, you know, pump that to the moon. And it won't be like long lasting because I don't think it's like, for instance, basketball.
Right.
Basketball, even though modern basketball got creamed,
Mhm.
but I don't know.
And it still is. Like I said, I was at the Dallas show this weekend, and um, but football is like on fire. Like football is selling, but nobody is touching basketball still. People are
No,
really,
no
unless
one's
it's like
touching
John Morant.
basketball.
Yeah.
So like no one's touching like the star cards. No one's touching those.
So those are popular. Like if you have the star cards, or if it's like Anthony Edwards or like Luca, I mean those still sell, but on like football is selling more broadly than basketball, I would say. Um, those are getting cleared out pretty well.
Okay. Like I mean, I saw Curator's video
Mhm.
and he was talking about what is it called? Star Wars. So do you see any Star Wars? Is there a lot of people wanting to get into Star Wars?
I watched his video actually, and he's not wrong. Like I did see Star Wars in a lot of people's booths, and like I did not a lot of it. Like it's not a super big thing, but I did see like people would have like an auto, or they'd have like a random hollow Star Wars card. Um, so to be fair, I mean I did see some Star Wars people walking around, but yeah, I mean it was interesting for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me look at this comment. Hey, also, by the way, do you have headphones?
Yes, is it messing
Yeah,
up?
I don't know if I hear an echo on your end. Maybe try using headphones. Maybe they'll take out some of that echo.
Yeah, we can try.
Let's try that. If not, then that's fine. But I'm looking at Marvelous Packs, and he has a comment or non-sport because, as you and Pancake have alluded to, Star Wars and Disney cards are seeing respective pumps. If you enjoy certain sports or IP, you'll be more likely to hold long term. So when you're talking about Pancake, meaning Pancake Analytics, I actually messaged him before the live stream,
Hmm.
and I said that, hey, it looks like they're trying to pump up Disney, and PSA has like a Disney card that they showcased. Golden had a 1930s Disney set. I bought some Disney cards a few years ago because I thought the population size was low,
Yeah.
and that's why I was buying them, because someday, someone may try to hype it up. Did you say anything with Disney there?
No, no, and probably
But
because it's so rare. Like maybe someone has it, or it's being sold elsewhere. But I did not see that. And like I think the PMG days have kind of. Remember when like the Marvel PMGs were just taking off on prices? I really didn't see much of that either. I mean, some people have them, and they're usually walking around, but that's kind of slowed down too. But
yeah. So Marvelous Pack was that curator was late to Marvel. So I thought he said in his videos that he was talking about Marvel PMGs like in August of last year. I don't
hmm
remember, but
yeah,
let's go for there. Okay. Trading cards Immortal. Basketball is at a crossroads right now with people who are hyping up Luka so much. He still has a long way to go along with other guys. I think it will spike up before the season begins. What do you think about that?
it could. I mean, if you're looking for something to kind of flip when the season comes, like I said, I don't really do that, but basketball is the move I would make because everyone wants football right now, and I think people are, how it's usually like in seasons, right, where people don't want to touch it, and then they want to buy it all. This is the season you should be selling your football, in my opinion. Just get
Um,
rid of it.
what football cards were you seeing? Were you seeing Brady's? Were you seeing Mahomes being sold? Were you seeing quarterbacks? Were you seeing Montana's, Manning?
I didn't see like any Mahomes. Now that I'm thinking about it, Brady was out there, and people buy it up, you know, immediately. Josh Allen is still probably Josh Allen and Justin Herbert are probably still two of the young people that people are buying. Kyler Murray was not wanted, so if you
Not
got
wanted.
Kyler
Okay.
Murray or yeah, Baker Mayfield, no one really wanted. Lamar Jackson, I think, is being slept on. He wasn't
He
being
wasn't
too
picked.
sold. No,
Any Russell Wilson or not really?
no, honestly, no. When he got traded, he got like spiked up for a minute, but no, he really wasn't moving either at the show.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I was buying some base cards in 2019 of Russell Wilson, his
Yeah,
2012 cards for like $3 a piece. And, people are still buying them at what, 12, 13, $14. So I guess there's somewhat still of a demand, I guess, for
Hmm.
him, but I don't
Is
know.
there a certain player you're buying up right now, or
Let's see.
anything's a target?
I told you that, oh, what is it called? Sorry about that.
You good?
I'm buying, for instance, like I told you, I'm looking at Michael Jordan scarce cards. I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
at, the star cards, and I'm not going to buy them all at once, but I do want to, if the price is right, I definitely want to hit the target because, you know, I think that a lot of people are going to try to cross it over, and there's such a low population size. And
Right.
I don't know if you've checked out the prices for these Fleer 86 cards lately.
Not really. No.
No, I mean, they've been taking a pounding. Like
Well,
the PSA 10s, 700,000. Now it's going to what, 200,000 or something like that.
and I watched Sports Card Radio put out a video today. I was listening to it
Yeah.
on the way home, and it's like weirdly getting bid on as well at Golden Auctions, and um, so I don't know. I don't know which one people are going to want long term. Which one do you
Yeah.
think?
I think it's going to be the star because they weren't as hyped up as much as the Fleer 86, and there's a low population size, and now PSA is grading them. I don't know if you saw Jeff Wilson is getting into the star cards now, or
Oh,
the
really?
Gatorade cards at least. Yeah, like right after I bought it, I saw him throw down $8,000. It may have been because PSA is getting into it, but
So what is a star like? So a PSA 9 Michael Jordan Fleer goes for like 13, I think. What
is
does
it
a
13? Oh, I
I
thought it was
believe,
18. Oh, did the price
yeah,
go down?
it's probably in that range of 13, 18. But like, what does a star like PSA 9 go for?
What's a star PSA 9? There's so many stars right now,
Oh, okay.
so it just depends which one. But I'd have to look at the comps, but I think it's the 101. That card is going for ridiculous amounts of money.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
yeah. Look at another comment here. Marvelous Pack says Russell Wilson is primed to have a great year. So the thing is that he's in Denver, so that should help him. It helped Peyton Manning. What do you think?
I think so. I just don't like any of the AFC because like who's gonna come out of it? You know what I mean? Like you're honestly playing roulette when you have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Mahomes,
Yeah,
Joe Burrow. I mean, that's five guys already that you can make a case they're going to win. So I don't. I mean, he'll probably do great, but I don't. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
you don't know that one. Yeah, I mean that's a tough division. So what? Herbert, Mahomes. Mahomes doesn't have
Hmm.
Tyreek Hill, so that's the issue. And
Right.
then I don't know.
Derek Carr as well too. I mean, Raiders with Devontae
Raiders.
Adams.
Oh yeah, that's true. Devontae Adams should help. I mean, I'm just trying to think who's the favorite this year. You think in football?
The Bills are betting favorites right now.
Bills are betting favorites. Yeah, that's what I would think. Assuming that they don't have injuries, as long as Josh Allen doesn't get hurt, I
Hmm.
think he should have a decent year.
Right.
I mean that was the greatest one of the greatest playoff games I've ever seen with the Bills and the Chiefs
Yes.
earlier this year.
No, that was a good game. I was disappointed, but it was a good game. The Bills screwed it up like they always do.
Yeah. Who you think is in the NFC? Who's the favorite contender there?
I don't know, man. I've thought about it. Like who? I'm thinking the Buccaneers because I don't know who would beat them. I mean, the Rams, I guess. But to repeat in the NFL,
That's
that's
tough.
tough. I mean, what do you think?
That's a tough one. I mean, the Packers, they don't have Devontae Adams. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So who else would it be? I mean, the Rams maybe, but yeah, like you said, it's tough to repeat. And then the defense. What about the Buccaneers? Their defense. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't. Did they keep all the guys, or did they lose some people through free agency?
I thought they did. I thought they kept a majority of their people. I think some guys were taking pay cuts even to stay.
Yeah,
But you never know.
yeah, yeah. Gronk. Gronk retired, so
That's
they
true
lost
too.
that.
And he's not coming back. So
He's
he
not
says.
coming. Yep. All right. Trading cards immortal. Not big on football, but I keep hearing Zach Wilson's name all the time. Yeah, something with someone's mom or something like that. I've heard some hanky panky going on there.
Definitely.
Marvelous packs. Great year doesn't mean Super Bowl. I guess I mean more fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ryan McClanahan says, I love the photography of Star Company basketball, and print runs are like 2,500 to 15,000. I wonder if collectors go for the 1987 Fleer because the 86 are so expensive. They could. I mean, I would think that the Fleer 86 people would stop looking at that and they'd chase after the Star, but I don't know. We'll see. Charles, what's up, man? What up, fellas? Cards are scams. Everyone should sell all their collections right now for cheap. Looks like you're just trying to buy some collections, man.
I know, right? I personally, with my 750 subscribers, are moving the whole market to be able to buy it up for cheap.
Has anyone accused you of pumping to the downside?
No, I mean,
No.
there's people that comment and um, stuff like that all the time. That really, where I get a lot of collectible information from is Reserved Investments. I don't know if you ever watch him on YouTube. He's very informative and um, he gives good ideas on stuff. But he gets a ton of crap from it, and I don't usually get it. What about you? I mean, I know you do. You get
Yeah, yeah.
tons of
Like
it.
I do a lot more videos than you. So if you did more videos, you'd hear from it, people all the
Right.
time. But yeah, they accuse me because of my negativity. I'm driving down the market, and then even though I respect Dr. Beckett, he was accusing channels like mine of my type of negativity. Do you really want to see your card prices go down? It's because people like me. I'm like,
Really.
okay, yeah. Maybe it was just saying about certain YouTube channels in general,
Yeah.
but I just found that I'm like, wow.
Well, like the other week, Mojo put out a video like market crashing, right? And he like interviewed his dad, and he's like talking. He's like, "Oh man, it's all coming down." And I read through the comments. I didn't see none like negative towards him. Like I
Yeah,
didn't.
exactly.
It's just selective commenting, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I just find that quite interesting. But like, if one of the guys that's well liked in the hobby,
Right.
if he says it's fine. But like, if you say it, if I say it, and then there's other channels, maybe you could put sports card radio in it, and others, if they said, oh, that's bad for the hobby. You're
Right.
negative. You should be kicked out. You should be canceled.
Right.
It's just if you call out shill bidding or any hanky panky stuff, then you're the bad guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at some more comments. Brendan Ryan, Brady, enough said. Oh, yeah. So it looks like my computer says it may shut down. So I'm going to switch to my phone in a couple of minutes. But
Okay.
if that ended up happening, so just giving you the heads up. Buyer's remorse. I'm declaring the market for most collectibles is on its dying days. I've never seen prices and interest come down this fast on anything. Okay. Maybe that's a temporary buying opportunity. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's look at the next comment. Stories in cardboard. I've always liked the Interlake 85 Jordan. Great image.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. I definitely like that. Have you seen that card?
I have not seen that one.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, you should definitely look it up because I saw it at a card show in Chicago and I never saw it. And I asked people in the hobby that have been along longer than me.
Yeah.
There's what's his name? He interviewed me. Can't think of his name. Rolling with FD, right?
Oh
Rolling
yeah.
with FD. Yeah, he never heard of it. And then Shay Way Vlogs. I
Hmm.
interviewed him the other day or a few weeks ago, and he said he never heard of it. So I
Interesting.
I want to definitely take a look at that. No one's really buying that right now. So
That's interesting.
okay. People are reluctant to spend anything over 200. The high-end cards are nose diving big time. Do you see that at shows, or what do you think
Well,
about that?
I'll give you my experience at the show. So cards over like I guess yeah 200, 250. People are not putting out the cash like they were.
Yeah,
And then I'll have it on my video tomorrow, but it's the cards that are cheap, people now are buying up the whole box. So, and they're selling them on Whatnot or eBay and stuff like that. So, people will spend the money if it's like I kind of said earlier, like if it's guaranteed money, like if I can give you 200 and I can make 400, I'll do it. So people will spend the money if they can guarantee kind of being able to flip the card. But um, yeah, I would say it's kind of like that.
okay. Brendan Ryan. It is the Barry Bonds syndrome. What do you mean by it's the Barry Bonds syndrome? Just clarify. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll take transparency and truth than hiding. Then hiding what's going on in the collectibles market. Yeah, I'd rather have someone who's honest rather than someone
Mhm.
who's just like fake and then, trying to pander to people and may ruffle some feathers. I'd rather have someone like that. They may be a little rude, but I like hearing people and them being themselves. I don't know if you think like
No,
that.
I agree. There was a there was a YouTuber you posted on your Instagram.
A
I think his
possum
name.
bud.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah,
then
that guy for Pokemon, and I posted up for Pokemon because that dude was calling out that firm. I forget what it was called. It was Liquid
yeah, something like
Marketplace.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah.
was calling them out.
Well, I watched one where he did a video about that Don Diego chick and
Yeah,
how she like said she accidentally won an auction, but like
yeah,
she said it on a live stream for everybody to see. That
yeah,
she like was purposely shilling it. It's stupid.
yeah. And then you saw her Instagram post, right?
No, I did not.
That was quite interesting. That caught my attention. She said that I wanted to quit because of some incels or whatever incel like behavior and all this stuff, and it's all these racist and this and that. These are the guys coming after me. I mean, she may have gotten harassment, so I'm not
Right.
in favor of harassing. But if you make a post like that, then I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then someone tipped me off that check this opossum bud guy, and then I'm like, oh, this is what was going on. Because at first I was like, oh, sympathetic to her. I'm like, hey, this is bad. And then I'm
Right.
like, wait a minute. Were you seriously calling them incels? Calling them
Jeez.
racist? I'm like, what?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that's insane. Um, let me try going on. I think my computer's gonna like shut down. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna try to go on this StreamYard here, enter studio.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of like you said though. I mean, it's or the comment said like I'd rather have the transparency than people like her. With like she's one of those people that are always super positive or whatever, and it's like she's just chilling and doing a lot of the stuff that you call out. So
yeah, I know. I mean, she's doing a lot of advertisement and all that. I don't have anything against people that do ads. It's just
right.
that I don't know. I don't know. It's okay. Let's look at some more comments. Why are there so many variations of the star rookie Jordan? That I'm not exactly sure. That would be a good question for Ryan McClanahan. I'm gonna get him on one of these days.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
Yeah, I would love to know that as well. All right. Value boxes are now popular. Do you agree with that?
Yes, and so like my game is buying up cheap stuff and flipping it. What was weird about this show though is there was not many boxes out, and the boxes that were like overpriced or like just didn't have any good stuff in them. And I think a lot of even these dealers are starting to kind of pick at their own value boxes as before when everything was kind of going up and they could make money with their slabs. They weren't doing that, so they're still really popular, and I think that's the new hot thing for everybody to do, but kind of getting in my way, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. So I have to switch over to my phone here. I don't know if you can see me. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let me look at some other comments. Okay, so Barry Bonds is hated for the same reason Ricky Henderson is hailed. Arrogance versus confidence and vice versa. Two sides of the same coin. Do you agree with that?
To be honest, still before my time, but I would say yeah. I mean, we kind of know it. Like the media really picks and chooses when it wants to kind of pick on a player. Like think Deshaun Watson did okay. He did screw up. Okay, but assuming he did what they're accusing him of, but then the media treats him worse than they treat Robert Kraft and all these other owners who did just as bad or if not worse things. So I mean,
Do you think
it's
that Robert Kraft paid off? You could be careful on how you answer this, but do you think that he paid off the media? or something like
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. He okay, I guess I shouldn't say for sure, right? 99% sure he probably, had influence with the media or gave, a certain amount of money. It's yeah, I would think so. What do you think?
I mean, I don't want to get too much into conspiracy theories, but I think there's a bunch of people that are powerful and influential that probably have dirt on other people. So I don't
Oh,
think they want
yes.
to start stuff with him because then, you could get rid of the bodies or the bodies could come out of the closet. You know what I'm trying to
Well,
say?
I'm not trying to get too far away from sports or into politics, but that's the whole case behind like Jeffrey Epstein and what they used to do is they would
Oh boy,
have
you dropped his
they
name.
they would have
I don't care. It's all good.
they would have dirt on people doing horrible things at their island and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really at this point it's not even as much conspiracy. It is just how bad is it, in my opinion. But
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna. All
oh,
right.
I took over the stream.
Yeah, I took
It's
over the
mine now.
stream now. I'm back on my computer. It's so weird. My computer does this during the live streams on Sunday nights always.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
all right, so yeah, it's like you're saying, all of these powerful people. Oh, okay. I just lost you there. All these
Oh,
powerful people, they have dirt on others. Creepy lady Maxwell. I want to be careful in how I say it
right.
because
Oh,
YouTube. This is not like Rumble where I could say whatever I want. That platform.
are you not allowed to say their names on YouTube?
You could, but something with YouTube, and it just gets picked up, and
Oh,
all these
okay.
sorts of things. So I'm just a little careful on how I
Got
say
it.
things on YouTube. Like if it was, YouTube wasn't like YouTube, then I would just like flat out, to say these type of things, which you probably know too.
right.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think that sports, political world, all sorts of hanky panky that goes down. So, and
Yeah, and
people have
that's
dirt on each other.
and that's what they did with Barry Bonds. They kind of screw him. Like Ricky Henderson is the same kind of guy, but he doesn't get treated the same as Barry Bonds
But
because he's not a
but
good look.
but did Barry Bonds? I don't think Ricky Henderson used PEDs. I think Bonds
Correct.
did. So I
Correct.
think that could be the reason why. That's why he's vilified.
Yes. Yeah, he's a bad look for the MLB Shield, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at some other comments. Not his rookie, but interesting Jordan from the 80s that people don't talk about is 1987 Arenamans. I've never heard of that. Have you?
I have never heard of that.
I learn things through some of the comments here, so that I'm gonna have to definitely take a look at that. All right, Sammy says maybe that's why the 86 Fleer is considered that true rookie card. Too many star rookie cards to choose from. That is true. Like the 84 101, I always thought that people should gravitate towards that because they had the license
Oh, okay.
at that time. And the interlaid card, they didn't have the license. So I'm kind of surprised how they got away with putting the picture of Jordan with his Bulls logo, from my understanding.
Huh.
Um, it's okay. He says Entenmann's. Okay, so like Entenmann's Bakery. Are you talking about that? Oh, I didn't know they created a card for Jordan.
Huh.
I know I was talking with Shay the other day. There's this card out of a vending machine. You've heard of that, right? For
No, I have
Jordan,
not.
the 1985 Prism.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so there's not that many graded out there,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of fakes too of that. So that's another thing.
that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know about that one.
All right. Should have picked up more modern players as an example. Okay. Star Stories and Cardboard says the star cards had various sets. They had the team sets, but they also had subsets like All-Star sets, Gatorade Slam Dunk sets. Yeah, that's the one that I like. And Olympic sets. Yeah, those are good too. And they were all bagged as sets when distributed. Okay.
That's interesting.
Yep. J22 report, John, what's going on? Barry Bonds. Okay. Epstein is a stockbroker. Yeah, you could say that in that type of way. Okay. Don't want the Star Whackers to hear that. Okay. He was a currency trader. Oh, yeah, that's what I heard. I thought he played the piano as well, too, from what I heard. I can't believe we're talking about this in sports cards. We could always tie crazy things about that. Okay. So the media in Boston sucks something wicked, but that what the FBI did in this case was illegal, which was why it was thrown out. Before Kraft, it was Margot Adams and Wade Boggs. I did not know anything about that or didn't hear. Okay. See, something new every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's why I need to get Ryan McClanahan on. I don't know if you watch his videos.
No, I
But
haven't, but I can check
but
them out.
the wealth of his knowledge is amazing.
Definitely. Save him.
You go too far in the story, they ban you. Jeffrey E. was a currency trader who was vital in fighting the war terror in the currency market. That I don't know.
I
I
have
know.
no idea.
I have no idea. All right. Steve says, I buy Barry Bonds all day. Yeah, your Barry Bonds cards, Steve, are pretty damn good. Pretty nice. Barry Bonds got a bad rap. He did use PEDs, though.
And he's not in the Hall of Fame, right? Like, he won't. He's
No,
not going to
he's
make it
not
now.
going to be. Yeah, Sosa's not going to be on Hall of Fame. McGuire's not going to be on the Hall of Fame.
Do you think they should be?
I think Barry Bonds with an asterisk because he was a Hall of Famer without steroids, in my opinion. McGuire, I heard rumors that Canseco and him used to do roids way back when the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, when La Russa was manager.
Yeah.
But La Russa managed their team, so nothing happened to him.
Huh. Yeah. Honestly, all these guys probably use
There's
steroids.
dirt on a lot of these guys. I mean, there's stories of, baseball getting rigged, football games getting rigged. I mean, someone accused Tony La Russa when they were at the Comiskey Park on the south side of Chicago when they had that stadium, that he used to steal some sort of signs through the, not billboards, but the scoreboard. I don't know what he did. Yeah. It was some weird story. It got brushed under the rug. Everyone forgot about it during the pandemic, but this was like when the Astro scandal was breaking out.
Oh, yeah.
So like people are saying, "Oh, this team does that. The Red Sox does this. The Yankees stole signs." Like a lot of people did, in my opinion. All right. What about a Nolan Ryan card? The 69 rookie card, and it was a Mets card, and he was only a reliever at the time. I didn't know Ryan was a reliever at the time, but yeah, he's on a card with another dude, I believe. Is it the 69 or is it 67? One of those years. But
yeah, I'm looking it up.
I mean, I know the card. It's with some other player on the Mets.
Okay. Oh, Jerry Koosman.
Yeah, Jerry Koosman. Yeah. Okay. Ryan McClanahan, Stories and Cardboards. You forgot the Miller Lite. I hear it's now champagne of beers. Okay. J22 report. Hit that like button, everyone. That's right, John. If Bonds had media relationships like Ortiz, he'd be in. Thing is that Ortiz, I talked about the other day, is a likable guy. Like, if you look at Curt Schilling, regardless of whether people like him or not, he should be in the Hall of Fame, but he was not liked by the media. That's why he's not in.
He's not in it?
No, Schilling's not in the Hall of Fame, no.
What?
He told the media, I don't want you to vote me in. I want the veteran committee to vote me in. So the veteran committee will probably vote him in, but the media, as we know, they slant left, he slants right. So obviously they're not going to vote him in.
And he has I think he has crazy stats, if I'm not wrong. If you look at his career, he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but for whatever reason.
Yeah, he won 3 rings. He was dominant. He beat the Yankees with Randy Johnson. He won with the Red Sox. The bloody sock performance should get him into the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
regardless of whether people like his politics or not.
Hmm.
It's like saying LeBron James shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because someone doesn't like his politics. He obviously belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
It's 22 report. Houston Astros, one player came out and said 16 different teams did what they did. Yeah. I
Jeez.
remember us talking to you about that a while ago. But yeah, that's true. Yeah, you've showed me that before, that article. Boston gets away with everything. They were caught twice doing what the Astros did, and they got a slap on the wrist. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
there's definitely preference too. Like in the NBA, for example, they 1,000% want the Lakers or like the Warriors to win more than like the Sacramento Kings. Like they're definitely going to play a favorite at the end of the day too with how they officiate and stuff.
Exactly. Ryan with the Margot Adams reference. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look at that. Buyer's remorse. If a card is labeled a 1/1, but it has 1,000 parallels that look exactly the same, is it really a 1/1? No, it's not.
No.
It's just a marketing scheme. That's all it is.
Well, it's like these sets. There's like a one of one, but then there's like 5 different one of ones within a set. So it's
Yeah,
like it doesn't even make any sense.
exactly. Exactly. J22 report. Rahul, I like the shirt. I used to drink Jim Beam all the time. Yeah. So the marketing company I used to work with, one of the account managers, supervisors, she gave me the shirt. So I like it.
Nice.
Yep. The Bash Brothers. Yep. Conseco and what's his name? McGuire. And this is going to probably segue into the next topic, but let's read this.
Okay.
All right. Buying my first CSG card by PWCC auction. This premium idea is ridiculous. Yeah, I like PWCC on eBay. I know there were some hanky panky and all these accusations levied at them, but I haven't used them on their new platform. But regardless of PWCC, you are a huge CSG enthusiast. What do you like about
Yes.
CSG?
So the reason I was attracted to him is, first of all, PSA pissed me off because they were taking. I'm just now getting stuff back 16 months later, um, and I would say because of them on the CGC side and their relationship, their funding on the backside, that is what drove me to them. And then, honestly, I've called their customer service and I've had their slabs and I've done grading. I've graded probably a couple thousand cards at this point with them.
A thousand.
Yes,
So
and
you put down at least 10 grand with them?
oh, absolutely. And I
Oh,
can show you
no,
the
no, I believe
credit
you. I'm
card
like, oh
statements.
wow, damn.
Um, so I've done it with the green label, now this black label, and I've seen the changes in their grading and they're adapting. I just I tried. I was one of the first people to pump SGC when PSA shut down, and but then their slabs were just they didn't fit my case, and they were just too like flimsy, and so I kind of made the switch over to CSG, and that's who I collect. Like I don't mind them being cheaper than PSA because if I can pay you 50% less for the same card, then deal. I'll take it. So.
Yeah, the thing is that I'm looking with CSG right now.
Mhm.
No one really wants to buy these on the secondary market. I'm looking at all these O-Pee-Chee Gretzky cards, and I just find them way cheaper than PSA. And I'm looking at eBay, and I know there's complaints about the card program or authentication program. I don't know if you watched Flipping Steve's last
Mhm.
video. He said that he just didn't like how it was presented to him because that card that he got, it wasn't in the condition he expected, and even though it's authentic.
Right.
And the regardless is eBay has trust in CSG, a new company, to do
Mhm.
their program. They did not hire SGC. They did not hire BGS to do the raw card grading. So this company is here to stay for a long time, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
Mhm.
So just looking at 5, 10 years out, these slabs that I'm getting, what, $20, $25. I mean, it's not going to go to zero. You know, these vintage cards. I got a, Pete Rose card the other day.
Mhm.
Spent what, 21, $23.
Right.
I mean, it's not going to go to zero, in my opinion. And it's a reputable company. And, I
Mhm.
don't trust HGA. HGA I may use maybe for my own
No.
collection, but no.
No, and that's my thing. So right now the market is dominated by, flippers and people who call themselves investors, and um, and that's I'm part of that crowd, right? I literally came in during the boom, so I'm not one of these guys that, like I said, I'm not been here for 20 years and whatever. And so right now, since it's dominated by flippers, people are looking for stuff to flip.
Yeah.
And as it gets returned to collectors, I feel like companies like CSG and even SGC will, they'll be the ones that you'll do best off with, value wise.
Yeah, exactly. And that BGS, it just seems
No,
everyone our age group, they despise it.
no.
They may buy a card here and there, but I don't buy BGS that much. I'm looking at
No.
CSG. I mean, you could call me a CSG fanboy, but I like their slabs.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I've even done videos of where I like point out the connections between, the ownership of CSG and connections with the NBA and Fanatics and that kind of stuff. They have the stuff in place, and these deals they don't just do them like that, right? It takes years of these relationships to kind of break out news, and so yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting.
I think she collects cards. She did a video like that too, or on Instagram. I think she
Hmm.
did a story about that. So I'm just thinking, okay, if Fanatics, get the licensings in the next few years, oh, we're gonna send it to our buddies at CSG.
Right.
No, right?
Who is
You,
themselves?
yeah, exactly. All right, let's take a look at some of these comments. Flea Market Mixtape. Ortiz was a different era as well, and he was a part of the Red Sox finally breaking the curse. There are more positive things related to Ortiz versus Bonds. And before I have your input,
Hmm.
he was on the same team as Schilling, though. So that is one thing to note. They both broke the curse, but your thoughts on all that?
I'm not really baseball guy, so I agree with whatever you
Okay.
say.
Okay, gotcha. Why not? They let Bob Euchre into the Hall of Fame. What did Bob Euchre do? I know he's an announcer, but all right. C&T Collectibles, evening all. You should definitely come on, C&T. Your baseball information's pretty good.
Mhm.
All right. Bond's era steroids weren't new, but new to level of scandal. I think he just got busted. I
Right?
mean, they were doing things all sports. I mean, did you hear that Jerry Rice used to use Stickum? And
Really?
yeah, so it helped
Well,
him catch the ball. Yeah, exactly. Like no one goes after Jerry Rice, and I don't think he needed Stickum because he was talented as he was. But I don't know. Would they have won as much if he didn't do that?
and I guess I'm not saying he did. Okay, I know he's great, but if I told you it comes out that Jerry Rice did steroids or some kind of performance enhancing, would you be surprised that he did?
Yeah. Like Sean Payton, the former coach of the Saints, he
Hmm.
said that he used steroids because everyone used to use steroids. When did he play in the 80s? He was on the Bears for a limited time. So
Right.
So everyone cheated at some point. I think they used to use some foreign substance in the 60s, right? In
Hmm.
baseball. So a lot,
Right.
lot of hanky panky. It's just
Oh,
that some
definitely.
people get busted. That's
Hmm.
all. And some people don't. Hobby pioneer Edward Wharton Tiger was a currency manipulator against Japanese in World War II. He was trading in the Youngins. Look up Frankie Frisch in the vet committee sometime. Okay. See, that's why I need to have him on again.
Yeah.
Stuff like this. Trading cards immortal. It's gonna be interesting to watch the grading landscape after the Nationals. Yeah, that should be.
Hmm.
I mean, PSA will still be one, but then is it gonna be SGC? Is it gonna be CSG? I
I
mean,
wanna I wanna ask you about this, bro.
yeah,
So I people have been giving me shit in my comments and just in conversations. I
yeah,
believe if I was a grader at PSA, I would be getting my resume prepped because I feel like they're not going to get the same amount of cards they were getting submitted to them. And so I don't know. They've brought in all these people. They've hired all these people. They're not going to need all of them. Like their demand is cut in what half at this point. At least because we don't need them to grade all these cards. But curious what you think. I mean, I'm not trying to create any issues with people, but
yeah. If I worked at Collectors Universe, I would, like you said, and if I were a grader, I would, yeah, try to get my resume, improve my resume, look it over, maybe potentially find some side jobs.
mhm,
And because look at where it is right now, right? You're in a recession, gas prices are still somewhat higher, and higher inflation. People are not going to be sending in the same amount of cards out there. I know that she collects cards now, works at Collectors Universe. I don't think
right?
someone like her job is going to be in
No,
jeopardy. But I'm just talking about, just a common Joe that's grading cards that was just hired. Yeah. And I would probably use the skill set that I get at PSA to try to look at cards from a raw to grade perspective, because I still think you could send in your cards to PSA if you are a grader there. I just
oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't want to make anything up, but I think
Yeah.
that if that's the case, I would be trying to look at raw cards and just trying to grade them
Yeah, and I guess I
and
say
just
that because I feel like it's gonna trickle down. It's like I say these kind of statements not as like targeted at them, but all these other people that have started grading companies, I wish them the luck and the best, and I hope, like as you mentioned, HGA. I just like what kind of demand are they really gonna have as PSA opens lower services and
Mhm.
SGC and maybe even CSG have to lower prices to stay competitive. Like, why would I send to someone else? Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be a downer, but
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I think these conversations need to be had. I mean, I don't know why people give you a hard time. It's just your opinion, but I agree with you. I mean, you were the first ones to actually say this, and I was thinking this in my head, like, oh, maybe I should do a video about this. Oh, then people are gonna be, oh, you're negative, you're this and that. I'm like, like every other video used to be, oh, you're negative, and now prices have come down. I'm like, okay, now some of those guys have quieted it down. So,
right. Or
but
now they're even agreeing with you.
yeah, exactly. Now they agree with me, and then I'm like, okay, I'm buying.
Right. Right.
But let's take a look at some other comments. Maybe 10, 15 minutes good for you?
Yeah.
Can we wrap
Whatever
this
you
up?
want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually do it an hour because that's when people tend to leave. All right, Steve Splenda. I'm not an expert, but I've been playing on the new PWCC platform, and I honestly like it, not financially incentivized to make this comment. You're getting paid, Steve? Is that what it is? All jokes aside. Y- Yeah, I mean, the only thing that turns me off is the extended bidding. And I know there are accusations of all that hanky panky, but besides that, I mean, there are some decent cards. Have you bought anything off PWCC or no?
I don't touch any platforms outside of like eBay and Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, I just hear stories about them. That's all. Flea Market Mixtape. Love CSG. Yep, I do like CSG. J22 report. Don't say the word pump. That can be interpreted the incorrect way. Yeah, that happens all the time. Ryan McClanahan. Hey, whatever happened? What happened with the PWC trim scandal or their shilling? What did the FBI find out? I thought that story was covered, or they didn't really do anything. Did you hear anything?
No, and I thought didn't PSA have their own scandal too, like
Yeah, I
a
think they
few
were
years
connected
ago?
with them. Yeah.
Yeah, with that. All right, I guess that's the same one.
Yeah. All right. Cardboard particles on the sealed card. I saw that video. You would think they would use a clean room. So it was a raw card that Flipping Steve sent. So it's
Hmm.
CSG, by the way, that did that, from my understanding. I think they have like
Huh.
all the eBay, packaging. But yeah, they need to do a better job. I mean, you can't get cards like that. I don't
Yeah,
buy
no.
raw cards, but
Oh, you don't?
I mean, I buy only graded cards now. And if
Oh,
they're
okay.
raw cards, they're like cheap, like $2 to $10, nothing too big.
Right.
All right. J22 report says when the flippers are flush, then we will have a bottom, just like the housing market. Yeah, I could see that. So maybe, if you have this reset that all these guys talk about, not now, but, a couple years from now, even Charles talks about it. You have that, and the flipper say, I'm done, I'm moving on from this. That may be actually a good time to get in,
Hmm.
like aggressively. But, I try to use contrary indicators because I've learned from my own mistakes. All right, marvelous packs. I agree. Inglorious P. Trading cards, immortal. I like CSG service and turnaround time. So you used to use SGC, but you don't use it anymore. I take it.
I like if I ever have a vintage card, I probably will only because I feel like they get pretty good resale value. But just for the price, I use CSG because it's like $10 cheaper.
Yeah. I think the only card I sent this SGC was a rare or scarce 2001 Federer card. It was just
Oh,
like out
okay.
of a French magazine, but
Yeah.
that's the only time I've used it. And they sent it pretty quickly compared to PSA. So PSA wouldn't grade it. Are you guys going to the National? Do you think it's going to be a bloodbath for the dealers? Are you going to the National?
I am not. It's just so far of the way, man. It's I don't know.
Exactly.
Are you going?
No, I mean, I was thinking about it. I'm like, hey, I could take the $1,400 and I could buy a card with it, which I did instead of go to the National. So.
Well, it'll be in your area next year, right? In Chicago.
Yeah, as long as I don't have any prior commitments, I should be there at least for a day or two.
Nice.
Yep. But dealers, do you think there's going to be a bloodbath for them?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. What is it next week?
Yeah,
I think it's
we'll
next
see in
week,
the
right?
next 2 weeks because I thought they were buying a lot of stuff during the pandemic. Like I was wondering, like who's buying? It's not just Joe Schmo, guys
Right.
like us. It must have been dealers just like buying and buying, prices getting up. They bought, they bought, they bought. They're making money, and then now they're like, oh crap. Now we're left holding that bag, even though we've made money.
Well, and I just wonder, like, how much the location affects things. Like, if I was going to Atlantic City, I've never been, but I envision it's like Vegas, where I'm just going to be getting drunk and probably staying out late and blowing my money on roulette and stuff. I don't know how much spending money people will end up with at the show, but we could be surprised.
Yeah, I mean it's in Newark or Newark or
Newark.
whatever. Newark, yeah, Newark, how you pronounce it. Yeah. And my brother went to school around there and he said that's not the you know, there's nothing down there, right? Just like you can
Right.
just get drunk. There's nothing to do there. It's casinos and
Oh,
I don't know. I think people who hang out with people that get drunk, you could probably find some interesting stories because I've heard interesting stories from people that were drunk and just message me on IG. That's when you start to hear dirt on people. But
right.
yeah. So anyone out there, just hang out with the drunk people, and that's when just get them talking, buy them drinks. That's
Right.
how you do it, and then send me some of that intel. All jokes aside. It's not sexy and people don't really like hearing it. Building a collection steadily over time is proven winner with 85 years of proof to back it up. That is true, but this is the
Hmm.
weirdest time because we're coming off a pandemic and they've never given so much stimulus to like the common Joe, which, blew it on sports cards. We were never locked down in American history, from my understanding, to this extent. But yep. I see a super chat. Okay. It's John. Thanks for the super chat. Some say Juan got ripped off by the Nats deal. Juan Soto. They are
Mm.
nuts. No deferred money and the richest deal in MLB history. Juan is mad the public found out. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I mean, like you said, you don't watch baseball too much, but Juan Soto, could be a potential star,
Mm,
and he's not having the best of years out there.
yeah,
And he rejected more money than Mike Trout, over
I did
400.
see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
some insane amount.
yeah, some insane amount. It's just maybe he doesn't want to be stuck with a big contract. I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
but I don't know. I don't like big contracts because then if you have a crappy team, then
Right.
then you're stuck. C&T Collectibles, thanks, my friend. Yep, maybe sometime later this summer. All right, season 2 of Winning Time is next year, March of 23. Fed could reverse course late this year. Magic Johnson might be a trade, not investment advice, just
Hmm.
thinking. So I think what he's trying to say is that, okay, the Fed raised interest rates all this much, and
Mm-hmm.
now they're going to reverse course, which could potentially help sports cards. And maybe he's looking at a Magic Johnson card. Maybe that's what I try to interpret. So yeah, if the Fed cuts rates, it's
Yeah,
going to pump up the market, in my opinion, all asset classes.
I would say 2024 is my target year. I would say that's when I plan to really get back into investing in stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 years.
Yeah. It just depends on, how they're done, or how the government's reacting, how the Fed's reacting, I'm
Right.
going to act accordingly. Like I
Definitely.
said, I thought a recession would be 2024, and now we're in a recession, but I don't think it's as bad as '08 or the COVID recession, because that I saw people, got laid off. I saw the malls like no one was there. I see people like out and about, like nothing's
Right.
happening. I
That's
think it's
true.
just like lower middle class people are just getting hosed with inflation. I think that's what it is. And
Yes.
they have jobs. Maybe people in tech are getting laid off.
Hmm.
All right. The current state of the market almost feels like the people that were spending millions took their money and left. Thoughts? Do you agree with that?
Um. Yeah. I mean, well, what's that guy that came out, that leaked audio, whatever it was, of Gary V gathering a bunch of his friends, and they all said, "Let's pour some millions into the market." Right.
Yeah, it was an interview on Luca Nation, which I've been on, and they got in this one guy. I forgot his name, Dan maybe, and Ziggy covered it. So check out Ziggy's video.
Hmm.
And that's the video you're talking about. He said like Gary Vee was convincing rich guys like Steve Aoki to buy all these cards, right?
Right.
And some conspiracy theories out there, could have been some hanky panky going on, and that's all I'm gonna get into. But yeah, it was able to convince rich guys to buy all these cards, and then you had all this, you know, card values went insane.
Well, and I will say I was approached twice before. Um, like I was at a card show, and these guys came up like in nice like polos or dress shirts, whatever it is, and they're like, "Hey, man, we see you doing stuff, and willing to deal, and we'd be interested in giving you like loans and free cash to like buy cards and flip it, and you just pay us back like money." And I'm not seeing that same. I haven't seen those people in like forever, so it's stuff like that. Like I feel like the millionaires kind of pulled out a little bit. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I noticed sometime last year, oh, you could, in a PSA magazine article, I forget the company name, you could finance your card collection, with this company. They finance, like gold mines and all that stuff.
really?
Yeah, like millions of
Wow.
dollars worth of project, and they're coming into this hobby. I'm like, wait, you're coming in now? Because I never saw that advertisement before.
Hmm.
Maybe 2018, 2019, early parts of 2020 made sense, but when the market was, like you said, on the down, in the decline.
Right.
Jedi J, collecting vintage baseball is hot. Keep your eye on the sleeping, undervalued modern.
Hmm.
So, okay. I mean, I have some Nolan Ryan cards from the 70s.
Oh, that's
You know,
cool.
yeah, they have held value.
Yeah.
They also got a new grading site opening up in the East Coast very soon. There's so many grading sites out there, or unless you're talking about PSA.
He's talking about the PSA.
PSA. Okay, that's what he's talking about. Yep. Recession, but Biden says we have the strongest economy. Yep. All right. Trading cards immortal by the same time the backlog will be cleared up. Yeah, and that's when you're talking about the resumes and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I would definitely get my resume checked. And the Nationals will basically be at the same spot in Jersey. I'm sure they will accept submissions. Yeah, they probably will. I like all of this package and pump talk. Yep. Charles, I'm moving on. You sold everything. You sold all your PMGs. Yeah. You sold all of your Marvel cards. No more pumping for you, man. Just jokes. All right. PSA, Beckett, James Spence, and SGC were grading forged T206 and Gaudi autos between 2011 2018. We have know how many cards.
Wow.
Okay. I didn't know too much about that, and I'm sure each company has graded forged
Oh yeah.
items. Yeah, it's happened.
Oh yeah.
So it's just now a matter of reimbursing people. Yeah, how many of them go to Golden and Golden doesn't realize they're forged, or Probstein, or all these other heritage?
Right.
That's worrisome.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and those cards were being sold at auction. Yikes. That sucks if anyone has those.
Right.
Sounds like Charles said, "Fook it." Yup, he did. Atlantic City is such a bad location for a lot of people. Yeah, it is. It's not.
So far out of the way.
I mean, it should be in the middle.
Yeah.
Chicago is probably. I mean, it's good for people like me, but or Dallas. You could do Dallas, right?
I
Or
was
somewhere
thinking that.
like somewhere. Okay, that middle of the country. Okay, Chicago or somewhere in Texas, right?
Well,
Houston, Dallas. One of
right.
those two cities. That's a good location. It's too hot there, but
Well,
regardless.
and my thinking was, I was driving back. I was like, how big baller would this be for because everyone's talking about like the Dallas show is the new national, like it's a massive show. This national should host here in Dallas just to like one up the Dallas show, just to be like, all right, well, let's see if you know what I mean, just to be a pest. That's what, at least that's what I would do if I was running it.
Yeah, I would just go to Dallas. I will be at the National, going to hit up the tables. Anyone going, hit me up. We'll be taking tons of shots. Okay. So all your secrets will be coming out. Make sure someone who's sober to hang out with Charles, so we could know his secrets and how he's rich. Jersey sucks. It's ass. Sorry. Yeah, Atlantic City sucks. Coming from Vegas to Atlantic City sucks, but I'm still going. Not Vegas, isn't Flipping Steve paying for you? He won that promotion, I think, through
Oh, he
Flipping
did?
Steve.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how he's going. Newark is tough. Laugh out loud. Used to have some connections there. Okay. I'm known to drink tons at card shows. Okay. Ryan says, I'm all for auditing the Federal Reserve. They've caused so much damage since 1913. When they were instituted, our tobacco cards in later 1930s were affected by them. Yeah, I know you said something about that. And yeah, they did a partial audit, I believe, on the Federal Reserve after the crash of 2008. I think in 2010. I think that Ron Paul sponsored that bill. Did you hear about the recent gold in Uganda only selling for half the price due to massive deposits producing enough to meet demand and even surpluses? No, I have not.
Bro, that's yeah, I saw that all this rush to Uganda, man. That's crazy.
Interesting. I should definitely take a look at that.
Yeah, you need to look that up, dude. And what sucks is, people are saying, well, buy gold for like a recession or high inflation period, but it's not really working because they just found all this gold in Uganda like last week.
Yeah, maybe everyone bearish on gold. Maybe that could be an opportunity in precious.
Honestly, yeah.
We should see. All right, last few comments, then I'll let you head off for the night. just seen there was a clip of Golden backyard breaks chatting about something. Yeah, I saw that on Sports Card Radio. I didn't see the actual clip, but I don't know what they're talking about. That clip. Yeah, I think that Golden had Nick from Backyard Breaks on one of his IG lives. Like, you don't have to answer this if you don't want, but why does the industry promote these guys? Is it just because they have the most views and that could be the way to get more younger people?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I could understand, promoting someone like a sports card investor, right? Because whether you like him or not, or his picks or whatever, like, he's at least more positive, like, and he's really not controversial, really. But like the backyard breaks guys, like, bro, why promote those guys? Like, they're probably some of the worst dudes to be showing off. So I don't know. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking that what's his name? The backyard breaks, I don't know if you saw that video. He was like humping another one of his buddies in the video. The industry is like, oh, let's bring in women to the hobby, right?
Yeah.
They have like a women's night thing at the National. And then on the other hand, they got the backyard bros like humping each other like it's a frat party. I mean, I'm
That's
not
crazy.
judging guy on guy. Like, okay, you do your thing, but in a public setting, okay. That's just, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Even Positive Curator said yesterday he wasn't making large sales at the Dallas show, but had many smaller sales. Said traffic was down. I thought he was saying like he was really amped up. He sounded like, oh, things were great at the show. I just watched for like 5 or like a minute, but I turned it off. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a red flag for me. You got a compliment. Never heard of Inglorious P before, but he's been a fantastic guest. Yes, he definitely.
I appreciate it, Ryan.
Oh,
no,
yep.
It's been good, man. And honestly, I think we've done well. I have my iPad here with just to read the notes and stuff, and we've done a good job. Kept a lot of the eyes on the channel. I mean, it's been about 30 people the whole time, so.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's a good thing. We're talking about something controversial, like if I had Ziggy on, we're talking about Star Wars pumping. You could get 80 people in the chat room. But if you do that, or calling out the BS, if I call out the pumpers, then I get like 60, 70 people.
Nice.
But yeah, it was, before I let you go, do you have anything else to say before we head off?
No, it's been cool, man. Cool to have you, or have me on here. I don't know how you want to say that, but it's been good, man. And I just say everyone should keep subscribed to your channel. I think you do good stuff and putting out good information, and you're very knowledgeable about what you talk about and stuff. So, it's cool.
Yeah, it's the same thing with you. People should definitely subscribe to Inglorious P if they have not.
For sure, man.
Yep. All righty, man. And where can people find you before I let you go?
Yeah, so it's the YouTube name is the same as here, Inglorious_P. And then if you ever want to hit me up on Instagram, feel free to hit me up. I try to make deals on there. I try to give people good deals, and I love trading. So if anyone's ever got stuff they're looking to get rid of, and just feel free to hit me up on there if you're wanting to sell or trade or just talk. I have a few people on there that they like watch the channel. We just conversate. You know what I mean? I'm sure you have people like that too, that they watch and you just text back and forth for like 20 minutes or whatever. And
oh yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, we have interesting conversations.
Oh sure.
Yeah, some conversations that you can't say on YouTube, but
probably not. No.
I would love to see some people's DMs, that are in the hobby. Some of their secrets come out.
Well, I will say, like, I don't know if you watch Mojo's video, Mojo Sports' videos, and like he shows like his Instagram DMs. Like the amount of DMs that he gets is crazy. Like he has an ungodly amount of requests and people texting him, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it is indeed. All right, man. We'll talk another time.
For sure, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. All right. See you.
See you, brother.
Yep.